Hi guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another Summoner's War video. I have a question for everybody that is watching this video. How do you guys categorize your runes? How do you figure out which rune to perfect? I know a lot of my videos, especially in the review ones, I tell you guys, oh, you need to work on perfecting your runes. But how? That's the real question. Yes, you could just, hoard grinds, hoard gems, and then once you have so many of them, you could start scrolling through your runes, hundreds of thousands of runes and figure out which rune is still lacking. But that just takes too much work. And the problem is with this game is that it takes too much of your time. So you want to definitely reduce that time, especially when you are perfecting runes, because you want to use your time on something else. Farming on the side, living your life, I don't know. Someday you'll quit Summoner's War, maybe that will give your life back. But anyways, the point of this video is that I want to tell you guys how I categorize my runes. And I'm not going to say that this is the right answer because everybody categorizes their runes differently and everybody has a different definition of perfection. So for me, a perfected rune is to its max efficiency. But for some people, it just really matters on which unit it goes on. So let's say a unit is focused on damage. This one rune will only be on that damage dealer and it will be grinded and gemmed to fit that unit. This video is for people that are still having a hard time finding those runes that you want to perfect, that you want to upgrade, because it just takes too much time and sometimes you just don't know which rune is good. Yes, a fast rune is good, but what about everything else? So I'm going to try and answer that today and hope I could give you a direction on how to perfect your runes. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you guys do, please like and subscribe and watch till the end and let's get right into it. Okay, so let's say that you are farming R5, R4, R3, really doesn't matter, and you're getting all of these grinds and gems. Before, you'll just be keeping all of these grinds and gems, just hoarding them, and you're like, okay, today I'm going to be upgrading my runes, let's go into the list and figure out which rune to upgrade. But now you don't have to do that. It's been a while since the update happened, but now when you click on a grind or gem, there's the option to enchant. Now if I click on that, you'll see that I have a lot of runes that I could upgrade. Well, let's look at a better option because there's more will runes, right? So there's all of these runes that I could upgrade with this grind, but there's just too many. It just drives me nuts seeing so many runes. I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to work on all of these, but I don't want to work on all of these right now. I want to set a priority. So if you see that when I start removing some of these selections, if I look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 18 runes. If I look at 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 18 runes. 3, 4, 5, I have 17, 16, and then 9 runes. So what do these categories mean? So when you look at number 2, I had 1 rune that's in the 2 slot. And you can see that is a pretty efficient rune, right? There's a lot of percentage stats, pretty high grinds in general. I mean, they're hero or, blue max, but nonetheless, it is pretty efficient for a crit damage rune. And yes, it is all about efficiency. If you look at my rune dialog or rune UI, and if you look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have some notes on these categories. So number 5 are react targets, and they're usually on will, swift, and violent runes, and then nothing else. Even the swift runes, I just put it on react targets, but if I don't have like thousands of reapts, the chances of my swift runes getting a reap is very, very low. But mostly it will be for will and violent runes, which in certain cases will definitely get a reap if they're in a slot that I'm lacking speed, or in some ways if I'm lacking a tanky slot. I have all of these by percentages in efficiency. So this current rune has a 4 on it, and it means that it has 100 to 105% efficiency. Now, if I look at all of my violent runes and look at only with ones, which means it has 120% plus efficiency, I have nothing. I don't have nothing in my violent runes where I have a rune that's 120% plus. Now, if you look at number 2, which is 110 to 120, I have 14 runes here. So what does this mean? Now that if I farm all of these grinds and gems, I could go into my will rune, select enchant, and I could figure out which rune has the highest efficiency that I want to prioritize in. For me, again, it's for efficiency, and I see this rune here that has 110 to 120% efficiency. When I look at this now, do I want to give it this hero grind? And no, because 110 and 120 is is really high, I'd rather give this rune all legend grinds. So I don't want to waste the hero gem here or hero grind, because I could use that for runes that I know that I won't be giving a legend grind or gem. So here I'll just skip it. Then I'll go to the next one, which is 110 to 115, I believe. Yeah, 110, 115, 115 to 120, 120 plus. Oh no, 100 to 105, 105 to 110, 110 to 120, and then 120 plus. So if I look at 3, this is 105 to 110%. And this definitely needs a hero grind as well. But you can see that long time ago, before I knew about the efficiency, I already gave it legend grinds, and that's not bad still. It's not a bad rune. It's a speed slot too, which has a lot of uses. I will just be giving this a legend grind when I get it, but it is not a priority. That's the thing. If I get a legend grind, and if I go through this list again, 1 and 2, you will see that there will be another better rune that needs the better grind. So how do you do this? It's extremely simple. You just first go to your management, pick a rune. So this is 2, right? And you can see that I have a very low HP gem and grind, and this will be a target, a priority, because it's 2, 110 to 120%. When I get a legend gem and a legend grind, it will be priority. When I get that legend gem, HP percent, I would want to, hit that 13%, because that will definitely bring it up a notch. This is 16% right now. Even with a high hero, it'll be 17%. Even if I give it a legend at this point and land a 10, it'll be 20% max. If I get a legend gem and a legend grind, that'll be 23% max. The difference is pretty big, and then the efficiency will obviously again be a big difference. Just go into your runes, the rune marking, and you can always just select any of these and change their name. Pretty simple. You don't have to follow my rule. This is just for me. You could always set your own category. You could always, go for speed, like 24 plus or 25 plus. Just if you're a speed chaser, maybe you just want to, categorize your runes by speed. It's all up to you. But for me, it was by efficiency. So I'll show you how I did it. It's gonna be a very tedious process in the beginning, because depending on the level of your account, you might have a lot of runes that are really high in efficiency. You might have hundreds of runes that have 100 plus efficiency, and if that was my case, because if you look at all of my runes, if I select all of 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is 100 and plus efficiency runes, I have 461 runes that have more than 100% efficiency. And even if I look at 120% efficiency, I have 13 of them, which are barely violent will sets. I have none in violent. I have 5 in wills actually, and then everything else is from something else. Like this will rune is very efficient, 120 plus, 120 plus here, 120 plus here. Yeah, so I have a very good amount of will runes that have 120 plus efficiency, but out of the 400, a very small amount. Now let's go to the optimizer. Obviously you'll still be in this rune tab, and it's really easy. You'll not select a set, you'll just leave it for everything. You'll select all the stars, all the levels, and in the efficiency bar, you'll go to 100. Well, you'll start at 100. Same for the max efficiency, start at 100. And that's it. That's all of your runes that have more than 100% efficiency. And when you go down here, you can see that it says I have 471 runes that have more than 100% efficiency. Now some runes for me might not match, because they might be a re-app target and they're not really used, so I might preemptively gave them a re-app note, reason why it didn't show up on my account. Yeah, so if I look at this and if I compare the numbers, yeah, 461 to 471 definitely looks like there might have some re-app target runes there as well. It's gonna be tedious, because for me I had to start at 120%. So you can see that I changed the bar that starts at 120, and you can see that there are 13 runes. You just find these runes. You can sort it by set, and you just find these runes and then just put them in that category, and you just slowly come down. So after 120, now you're gonna look at 110 to 120. So you'll bring this down to 110, and then you'll bring this down to 120, because that's where you started from. Now that's the new max. So you do that, boom, and you can see that I have exactly 100 runes that have 110 to 120% efficiency. Just one by one, slowly, start from up and go down, and then you'll find all these runes, again, sorted by set, and then just mark them. It's really up to you, because again, some runes might be re-app targets for you as well. You could preemptively, not note them, or put them in the right category. But once you do all of this, once you set the category on all of these runes, you can go into the game and you could go into all of the grinds that you have. For me, I have 1,500 again, and you could just go into any rune. Just select any rune. Let's say for me, what do I want to focus on? Let's say a Nemesis rune, and I see that there's a good, flat HP legend grind that I want to slap on something. I could look at all of these runes right here and start from the highest priority. So for 1, there's nothing. So I go for 2, there's nothing. Then for 3, you can see that there's one rune that has a 105 to 110 efficiency, and if I actually slap it here, there's a chance I could get 50 more HP. Is that worth? Maybe. I mean, in a game, maybe it could save it. But let's see if there's a better one. If we look at 100% to 105%, there are 2 runes, and does this bring in a better upgrade? And it looks like this one might be a pretty good upgrade, right? It could get almost 100 more HP if it maxes out. Or here, it could, no, this is already maxed out, right? 533, that's almost already at max. So I'll definitely try and go for this one because I think the increase is bigger. So let's enchant this and see if we can get something better. Boom! No, we failed. And then just move on. That's all you could do, right? There's a lot of these, right? There's a good amount, like this ancient legend grind. I mean, there's an ancient grind here that has a rune that I could use it on, which is this one right here that has a 4 on. And if I enchant this, I could get 2 more HP. Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it because the increase is so minimal. But at least I know for this grind, there is nothing in priority. So then after that, I could look at every other rune like this and then see if there's a rune that I want to upgrade. Looks like right now, this one might be okay because I could use this as a tanky rune. This one I'm gonna hold off on. That one already has a pretty good one. There's a crit damage rune. This one already has almost a max rune as well, max grind. That one doesn't look that great either. So yeah, I probably will put it on this HP slot 2 because the increase could be more than 100 again. It's a pretty good increase. Boom, and we failed again. Crap! But again, you move on and at least you know which runes that you can focus on for each rune with the grinds that you have. So this is just the way that I do it. I hope that it helped, and if it did, again, please like and subscribe. Again, you could categorize the rune however you want. Everybody has a different way of doing it. If you're in the early game, then the numbers will be lower. If you're in mid game, mid-late game, maybe your numbers are closer to mine. And then if you're in late game, late game, like G3 rune quality, I believe that these will be like much smaller but much higher, like 125 to 130, who knows, 115 to 120, 120 to 125. I just think that you want to see the runes like that, and once you're done with those runes, maybe you start looking at other runes because obviously if it's in that efficiency, that rune is almost considered done. If you look at all the runes that I have that's over 120%, the chances of me upgrading them is really low. And I have 13 runes like this one. I mean, I could get 1% if I get legend grinds, it could be even better. But again, getting legend grinds for an ancient legend rune is pretty hard, so I'll probably not get it anytime soon. If you look at this one, you could already see that I already put some legend grinds here. 12%, 10%, this could become 12, but again, the upgrade is minimal, and I don't know if the legend grind at this point is worth to go onto this rune. But that's just me. Who knows? In late game players, maybe they're just going for that 1%, that 2%, that 3%, that 1 more speed. And yeah, 1 more speed is pretty big. Again, everybody plays differently. Everybody has a different definition of a perfect rune. But this way, it definitely helped me, and is continuing to help me upgrade the quality of all of my rune sets. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, please like and subscribe. If you guys want to support my work, please join my Patreon. The link's in the description below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.